Meanwhile, let me show you what's the other thing I'm going to do, which is this one I saved in here. It's another contribution to Elixir core, which is an enhancement. Like basically nowadays you can do this like alias. This will be a plain atom, as you can see, and that's how you name modules from Erlang and other Erlang other Beam languages, right? So, and nowadays when you do this, it's going to alias it as elixir lists, and that's wrong, right? Because then you just can't use it, because you need to actually use it like this, because it doesn't start with the capital letter. So the idea is that the best way to actually handle this is to say, hey, if you want to alias the a non-elixir module to something else, the best is to use the as option. I suggested it something like this, like use as option when aliasing other Beam languages modules. And José Valim actually said, hey, that's what I have in mind too, and I think we can error instead of warning as well. So yeah, that will be what I'm going, would be it, right? So yeah, the format passed. Is there any test that is close to finishing? I just want to make sure that that's done, you know, before moving on with the next thing. Anyway, let me go here and cd elixir and update it. All right. Let me fetch upstream. Fetch everything from upstream, and then git rebase upstream master git push. So just updated my master to have all the commits that have that elixir master have on the original repo, because what I have is a clone, right? So yeah, let me check there. One of them already failed. That's bad. Compilation error. Hex sponsor 12. A handler operator. What? Didn't even touch this. What is happening? Hex sponsor 12. Oh, old version, really old version, probably. Yeah, Elixir 1.7. That's strange. Like, is it the width the problem? Maybe that's why they don't use width anywhere else in this code base. So yeah, the problem of hex is that you're quite limited on what you actually can use here, because it has to work with a lot of Elixir versions, right? Yeah, it looks like there is no width. Just put a space after. Yeah, there's no width anywhere else. So what I'm going to do is to rewrite that Hex sponsor this width to a chain case, which I don't like. But anyways, that's what we do when. So read metadata. do. Let me call, so if it's okay, metadata, I do another case, what I can do to make it better, link metadata. Actually, let me call it better, right? Extract link from, oh wait, all right, yeah, I'm already returning new. So the problem is that I'm returning an unfind here. I could actually just do this here, and anything else returns null, and I'm going to actually put a yeah, I don't like it. I like it too. So the problem here is that an unfind is going to return the whole item, and I don't want the whole item, I just want the value. But it's going to return new if no Is there another function that I could use actually for that? Enum. Hey, Black Code, you're the guy that really knows these tips. Like, is there a function on enum that is pretty much like find, but instead of returning me the whole item, returning me the, oh, wait, actually there is find value, right? But the find value, yeah, I can actually say, so find value if do value. And let's format this, right? Yeah, I think this is going to make that work. So if the link, because what the find value thing does is basically like it's similar to find, but returns the value of the function that was invoked, right? So instead of the element itself, so the return value is considered to be found when the result is truthy, basically neither new or false. So as if done case, if this, as I do not have an else for this if, the default value for it is going to be, the return value for it is going to be new every time that it doesn't match, like it doesn't actually is true, right? This condition is not true. So it's going to only be true if value is not new. But it's if this gets matched and value is not new, which might be a problem. Yeah, not a problem because if the value is not new, we can keep searching, right? Like even if there is something like sponsor, even if there is something like sponsor and new, like we can keep searching for the link, because then it's as if it actually didn't have the link, right? So yeah, let me add the lib and HC, fixing, what did I fix? Using case to keep backwards compatibility with old elixir versions. And yep, let me see the other, yeah, lots. From 1.4 and on, which probably has with, it worked, but 1.3 and the others didn't, mostly because of the with thing. But 1.3 actually failed the test for some other reason. Doesn't make much sense. Anyway, let's see. Did I push the new version? Oops. In case it's done with. Yeah, it's running. Okay. Continuing. I guess we can start like investigating how we're gonna do this. Not sure if we're gonna be able to finish it, but at least we can start like by investigating where this check should be put, right? So first things first, what I'm going to change is the alias functionality. So whenever you call the alias and the module given as the first parameter is not an elixir module, not sure I'm going to check that, but yeah, every time it's not an elixir module and there's no as given, right? Then we have a problem. Then we should error according to Giuseppe instead of warning, and the error message should be used as option when it is in other Beam languages modules. So first things first, let's see where the alias thing gets is defined or gets parsed or whatever is the way that it actually works. Never actually checked that. So yeah. I'm on Elixir Master. Let me check out how can I name this branch? Any suggestion? Any of the 7 of you that are watching have a suggestion for a name for my branch? Erlang alias error or alias error? I don't mind a very generic name actually. Let me push it to my origin, alias error. And open Vim, alias Erlang module warnings. Yeah, it's gonna be an error. And although I like being descriptive, the branch is only on my GitHub repo, so I mean, I don't mind. As I said, I don't mind a very generic branch name there. If it was on the original repo, I would maybe go with your suggestion. Maybe alias Erlang module error. Yeah, so let me see where it could be. So first things first, I think I could go here and check on hex docs pm elixir where is alias, the alias function defined. So yeah, that's the one. All right, it's a special forms module. It's a macro. So I go to special forms. I already see that this is going to be a lot more, a bit more troublesome than I predicted, because there should be a def macro dot, def macro alias, and as you can see, there is no actual implementation for the alias here. I say that I already could see, because basically because of this, special forms are basically building blocks or elixir, and therefore cannot be overwritten by themselves. And if you actually check this alias macro, and it throws the error function, right? So it throws the error, it calls the error, which is defined here on top. So the error macro actually just says, hey, elixir special forms are expanded by the compiler and must not be invoked directly. So what does that mean? That means that alias is not a simple macro on Elixir. It's actually, the compiler knows about how it actually needs to be handled, you know. So there's code on the compiler, hard coded, that actually handles the alias. So there's probably an Erlang code where there's alias defined. So you just have to check where the Erlang code lives, because I happen to know that the compiler for Elixir is written in Erlang. Alright, so probably on Elixir, lib, probably on source. Yeah, there it is. These are the Erlang files for the compiler. So let me go over the, Elixir aliases, maybe this one. Store alias in the given scope, remove alias, expand. So expand an alias. So yeah, this might be the place. So expands an alias and returns an atom, meaning that there was an expansion or a list of atoms. So yeah, the list of atoms, probably just because you can call alias once and have multiple alias defined, because you can do something like, let me show you. You can do something like this: alias module dot 1, 2, you know. So this is going to actually return 2 atoms, like the 2 actual modules that got alias, and 1 is module 1 and 2 is module 2, right? So the thing is, when you do alias lists, yeah, it actually keeps it as lists. So what if I do alias lists as lists? Yeah, that's the thing. This should have not worked. They should have thrown an error to make other people actually realize that this is actually what they need. Alrighty tighty. So the place is there. I found it. It should be this file somewhere, and the function should be the expand. So expand, it gets, by looking at here, I can see it's not MFA, the actual AST. Yeah, as only accepts Elixir. I think it actually only accepts Elixir. Does it? As lists, as listas in Portuguese. Invalid value for the option expected, and alias got listas. So yeah, I can actually check this message here in that file. Is it aliases erl. Lead option. No, that's not the place. That is ag. Here. All right, expansion test. Elixir expand. Here. Here's the place. Oh, right. Invalid alias for s. Maybe that was a. So on Elixir expand, invalid alias for s atom. So yeah, this is the way to check if an atom is an Elixir atom or not. Here. I'm just not sure if I shouldn't actually. So yeah, for those of you that don't know, this is Erlang, as you probably have guessed, right? And I'm not really an experienced Erlang developer. I just I am one of those that can read it like, okay, I can understand because I have these small notions of how it works in Elixir, and it's pretty close. As you can see, like here's one of the clause for the expand as function. Here's another one. Here's another one, and every time, like the variables. I know the variables on Erlang, they start like they're capitalized and underlined to actually ignore them, and everything that's not capitalized is an atom, right? So the function names are atoms. What else? Oh, this is a module, and this is a function defined on the module. And I happen to know that also to make the function public, you do export here after defining the module. And that's how far my knowledge of Erlang actually goes. And that's actually crazy, because I'm going to contribute to Elixir core not actually knowing very much about Erlang, but I know that this is the way that I'm actually going to check it there. But I'm not sure. Here is actually checking the as function. Maybe there's another here. There's aliases here. Like, what's the difference? What's the catch? All right, here it's just expanding the aliases that are already loaded. Yeah. So yeah, the file that I have to change is this one actually. Right. So alias here. Yeah, here, as you see, this expand function is the function that goes expanding every call for the special forms there, and one of these special forms that I'm trying to change is this alias one, right? So yeah, it's probably right here. So yeah, the AST is the function name, some metadata, and the arguments for that function call, right? So if you call alias with just one argument, this is gonna expand that, and it's expanded to an alias that gets called with two arguments, which the first one is the one that you sent, and the second one is an empty list. So then it's going to fall on this one, right? Because it's recursively calling expand. So first things first, is going to assert that no match or guard scope. Not sure what that is, but I think it doesn't matter for us now. Eref expand without alias report. All right, there's a check here already. Expand without aliases report. What does that mean? Anyway, it parses the ref and the ops. Like it actually expands the ref and the ops before. And if we need to handle case ref, right? Probably. I'm just not sure if we need to handle case ref or case eref. That's what I'm investigating right now. Black hole. So, because here expand without aliases report. Ah, I see. See. So the thing is here, I alias module.1 and then I alias 1.2. So 2 is going to be module 1.2. Get it? So that's what the expand without aliases report means. I actually can check that then actually can check that before then, like in here, if then the whole case there that I had, I actually thought I copied but I didn't. But yeah, so invalid as invalid option. How was the actual name of it? Invalid alias for S. Right. So what I want is, I think I'm going to create a new private function here to extract this logic. Not sure how that's gonna go. Like this logic here that actually checks if an atom is an elixir atom, right? Is the thing. How are we gonna call this function then? Is elixir atom, is elixir module. That's how I'm going to call it. And I give it an atom and I do this here. So this returns true and this means false. Oops. Yeah, false. False. And I happen to know that to end the function definition is dot, like period. So yeah, and then on expand as I can actually call if is elixir module atom, I return atom. Oh, but then I have two problems. All right. Nested alias, not alias. So what I'm going to do is to return elixir module. I return module type, I don't know. I return elixir, nested alias, and not alias. I think I have to put the semicolon here, right? Valid alias. Yeah, the thing now is that I'm going to return two different invalid aliases, because there's like in here I do need to actually know if it's a nested alias or not. So what I'm going to do is case module type atom, right, do, and do off. That's strange. Be programming in another language. It's been some time. So case module type atom. If this atom is elixir, I just return this atom. It's an elixir type. Anything else? Yeah. Not sure if there's needed. Like the semicolon here is needed because there are more options on the case. Like that's a sign of that, hey, there are more options come, and the last one I don't actually need to put, I think. As I said, I'm not really an Erlang developer, so I can't tell for sure, but yeah, we're gonna see. It's probably not going to compile if it's not right. Right. So if it's elixir, I return the atom. Anything else, then a module type. Not sure if module type is a good name. Anyways, I'm going to module type, right? So yeah, that's it. And I extracted the module type function that actually checks the type of the atom. And I'm going to use this same function on expand alias. Was it that? No, it was the expand with the alias on front, right? Expand alias, yeah. Here. So I'm still thinking, actually, should I fail before, like, or after expanding? Because this expanding here is going to actually not even execute, if I'm not mistaken, because the alias is going to be just a plain value. It's not going to be this, which is an alias definition, like an alias call definition, right? So I think I can actually do it here for readability, like to put another check in here, right? So, or so if is atom thinking maybe what I should do here is to actually why eref, right? Sure. Anyways, I can check it before, but as there's no return, I think form error here is not a, it's a function that actually just, it doesn't raise anything. Starts with form error. Where is that defined? I don't have the CLC erlang installed. Anyway, expand alias here. I think I'm going to put it here with this if. The thing is the module type, the function that I wrote, calls atom to list, when is atom. So I have to call module type only if that's an atom. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is almost the same that I do here in here, but if it's elixir, I just return. If it's not, it's a form error, and the form error is so invalid alias, invalid form for alias, expecting an alias. So yeah, I think I'm going to rewrite this as invalid value for alias expected and elixir module dot blah blah. So alias module is ref and in here I don't actually care, and I think cases actually have to be written like this in Erlang if I'm not mistaken. Alright, so elixir, it returns whatever it was returning before, otherwise it returns a form error. And in here, instead of atom, I send eref. All right. And then I have to actually write format error for that kind given term. Maybe I should write the same check for require and but require actually does not have s. Yeah, right. Anyway, so the kind was alias here, invalid alias ref, and the ref invalid alias ref and the ref. So invalid alias module expected a compile time atom or alias, a compile time atom or alias expected an elixir mod. Actually, to use got blah to use, how about module type atom to module type ref? Not sure what you mean, black code. So let me just finish writing it. To use non-elixir, to use other beam languages, to alias, or I mean languages modules, use the is option. So how about module type atom to module type have? I'm not sure what do you mean. Like in here, like changing the atom variable, it's just a variable name, like it, and it is an atom. Yeah, here you see. I mean, it is an atom. So, but yeah, the it could be also rephrased as ref even in here too. But the thing is, when I'm changing something on the Elixir compiler, I want to touch the least amount of code that I want. I was even considering actually copying this and placing it there in another way maybe, but so what is invalid alias for? Invalid alias for s. So expected got. So the reason, if the reason is not alias, expected alias got well, nested alias, special simple alias got nested alias. Yeah. I see, yeah, because you can't put alias. Yeah. So next thing is gonna be testing it. So invalid value for option S. Let me search, because I searched it for this string before and I saw that there was a test for expansions. So here there's a test for invalid alias and it says raises. So invalid value for options express a simple alias got nested alias. What? Here, do alias lists as sample lists. Oh, right, because it expects a simple, you can't actually pass a nested alias. Yeah, true. So for option S, invalid module. What did I call it actually? Let me check. Wasn't expand. Yeah. Alias ref. Let me call module. Actually, invalid alias. What is that? All right, invalid alias is like there's an alias that actually doesn't exist. Invalid alias module expect it. Y P and got lists. Here. Alias module expected elixir module got lists. To alias Beam languages modules use the S option. And it didn't work because I actually am running it the wrong way. So executing tests on the Elixir core is a lot different than actually executing, here, Elixir. So executing tests in here, you have to call make, right? So let me run make clean make. Lots of changes. Make clean compile. For those of you who wonder, it's not my first contribution to the Elixir compiler, and I added other warnings in here and there, so that's why I'm a bit used to actually how the things work and how special forms work. But yeah, it's quite fun actually. I had a lot of fun learning that in the first time, and like it's been a long time ago, so I had to kind of relearn a little bit today, but it was fun. All right. 15 minutes. What am I doing actually? Elixir max to string. There is something wrong. Okay, aliases code identifier. Oh, because it's is atom. All right. Wait, what? Stack trace. It's on expand format error, and I sent the ref. I actually sent the ref. Yeah, that's true. Should be working. Elixir expand invalid alias module here. So I sent the ref here, and it should be the ref here. So yeah, there's a compilation problem because the compiler got compiled, so my code actually compiled, but the problem then is that after the compiler was compiled, it was using the compiler that was compiled to compile Elixir code, which is the Elixir core code, and then one of the when compiling the Elixir core on liblist probably, it got this error. I got this error on the compiler. So my compiler compiles, but actually on the runtime of the compiler, which is the compilation of Elixir, it's failed. So Elixir macro to string, which is an alias to code. No, wait, what? That's the actual meta, is it? Oh, this is the place that is actually called. Never mind. So format error. Oh, I see why. Let me invalid alias module. I'm trying to convert the ref to string. It's a macro to string. Our argument for kind, expect a compile time atom or alias got yeah, the problem is that is what is it that's failing? Code identifier. All right, macro to string is undefined. Where is it being called? Expand line 40. Oh, actually, if it's elixir or a nested alias. Yeah. What I think I'm going to do is to actually do this. True, false. Check this in here. So atom if valid module elixir module. Not even sure, I guess there's no, I think atoms in Erlang should be lists instead of lists. I'm not sure what you mean. Where is that? Like, where am I using that? If is elixir module atom just realize that. Then it's false. Like if it's not an atom, of course it's not an elixir module. Then I have this. That is, I return atom here or from error nested alias. Otherwise, true. I return this, which is not alias. Right? So if elixir is elixir module, then it parses it and checks if it's a normal atom or if it's not. If it's a nested atom, nested alias atom, then it's right. All right. And here. Next thing is going to be the other place I'm calling module type, which now I should call if is elixir module on eref. I can do this. Otherwise, if is atom, then the problem is that is an atom that I don't recognize. And if it's not an atom, then I say, hey, I expected compile time module. Right? It's even got cleaner. Now make clean, make compile. I think that's gonna be a start, and I have to go soon, unfortunately, because I still have to do some stuff before getting my kid at school. All right, there's a lot of errors. No, that's an error 1 warning function assert module scope is unused. Wait, what? Before true. Oh, right. Now there is an error. 75. That's the problem. 71 is elixir module is illegal in guard. Wait, what? $71 is illegal in guard. Where's variable rest? Oh, I see. I see the problem here. Pow, pow. Yeah, I think I'm going to just copy that whole thing. Because trying to adapt the previous one, the previous check is getting me more trouble than the other way. What I'm going to do here is elixir first letter, res first letter, A to Z. Res. And in here I send the eref. I could send given term should work. Right. Problem is this function, it should return this rest here, or I should actually do it again. I think atoms in Erlang should be lists instead of lists. I really don't know where, yeah, it should, but I really don't know where you saw me using this, like converting to string. Oh, you see, you mean on the error there. Yeah, the problem is that the origin of the error is also an error. It should not have been thrown that error here. Like, this is the elixir macro to string is getting called to code identifier, which is the code identifier here is a valid elixir code, right? So then I realized, yeah, I actually copied the wrong part of the function. Like I only care for the first part here. The other, I don't mind. So yeah, I think what I'm going to do is to actually change this back to the previous version in here, because as you saw, I need the rest, right? And I don't actually need the rest here. I just need to check if the first letter is A from A to Z. And that's it. So yeah, that's what got done. Like, I added the is elixir module here and here, and here I call it. If it's an elixir module, I say, hey, okay, compile. If it's not, but it's an atom, I say, hey, you're given an atom, but that atom is not an elixir module, and you should then give the as option in that case. and in the other case it falls back to that default error. Mix clean or make clean compile. By the way, Black Code, thank you for sticking with me through the whole process. It's being amazing to have someone else to actually watch it and comment during the live. So thank you very much. So Elixir expand, it's still, yeah, it was really cool. Yeah, it's still, I'm still having problems. It looks like it's saying it's a guard, is it? If I can only use the guard functions on ifs, that's export. I mean, call to local or imported function is Elixir module is illegal in guard. When function is Elixir module is unused. I think we need to add it. I mean, I don't actually need this outside. I mean, export. I can add it there to just test, as you say. Is Elixir module 1. But I'm not sure, so it's available at compile time, I think. Oh, yeah, probably you know more than me from Elixir, from Erlang. But yeah, no, it's still illegal. I don't think it needs to because at compile time it's available because it's a local function. It's just not accepting because it's saying hey. So I'm thinking I'm gonna do is copying this to here. So if it's an atom, it goes like this and like this. And that's it. Oops, I deleted the wrong. And then is Elixir module, doesn't actually matter. So I basically copied the whole thing. That should work. All right. 77. That's the problem. Yeah, the semicolons they get in the way of actually being productive. So that's something I like about Elixir. Syntax error before true. Elixir expand 78. See. All right, variable atom, not atom. The variable is eref. Oops. Oops. Did I save it? Yeah, I did. The compiler compiled. And the compiler now is being ran on top of the actual API. And the test I wrote is in I wrote a test, I just don't remember where. Is in Elixir, no. this file. So what I'm going to do is to run elixir, if it compiles, of course, to run that specific file like this, bin elixir, using the elixir that got compiled, right? So bin / elixir this compile error, invalid alias module, expected an elixir module, got true. Yeah, right, that's the actual thing. Got true. Wait, what? No. Beam, other beam languages, other, just looking at ref. What? Expansion test 122 and 23. Yeah, I actually I've just, never mind. I added the check. Yeah, that made sense. But the problem is that I should only check this if the S option's not given, right? Otherwise, like if there is an S given in eopts, then I shouldn't actually check this, right? But how to actually check that? Eopts, is that a list? What is that? Yeah, it is a list. It's a keyword list probably. Validate opts. All right, alias, kind alias allowed option. All right, as and warn. So where are these eopts? Give read eopts and alias here. Here. So yeah, this is the function that I have to check. So if there isn't lists key find, so I find the key as what is the OTP documentation, the viewmentation here. Oh, I opened the PDF. That's wrong one here. OTP documentation. Lists. What is the function? Key find. Oops. Beautiful hummingbird. Key find. Here. So what is the second option? It says this is too big. Key find. All right. N integer tuple size searches the list of tuples, tuple list, for a tuple whose nth element compares equal to key. The first. All right, it has to be 1, 2, the tuple size. All right, equals to key. Returns tuple if such a tuple is found, otherwise false. So yeah, So if this s and actually never mind, right? Then I just return. Otherwise, I do this case. That's something really. It's ugly, but it should work. Clean compile. I shouldn't have actually clean compile. Not sure if you got what's going on here, but yeah, key find, probably I could use another key search, key replace, key merge, key map, delete, take, store, sort. Key search. Key find. Key search and key find are basically the same. Value tuple. Yeah, pretty much. This it look like. The only difference that the value is returned to there. All right, let's execute the test, and it works. Even the test that I wrote, which is this one here. All right, I think I'm going to call it a day, because it's basically that's it. I can for sure refactor this code here to actually make it better. Like, I'm not sure if key find is the best function. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. I'm not sure also, like, if I don't like coupled cases like this, right? who does? So it would be really good. Maybe expand alias could do that. Anyway, yeah, that's it. That's it then. Another contribution to Elixir compiler done. Oh, all right. This I could totally forget about them. Check out. This is the expansion test. Let me just run the whole test suite. Right. I think it's better that way. Meanwhile, I'm going to commit and push it, and non-elixir modules without ES option. Too long, adding error. Let's take. Let me open the pull requester. it closes 11.0.0.0.0 misleading warning. Efficient. Erlang dev here, so minutious. I'm not sure how to write minutious. Is it like that? Detail. And I'm going to create the pull request. Let's see how it goes. Everything looks fine for now. Running the mix tests. I think this is the elixir tests. Not sure. All right, everything passed. That's it, guys and girls. So I guess we can call it a day. And yeah, let's see. I think my next live stream is going to be on Friday, and I'm going to continue my coins project, which is this one, GitHub Kelvin's coins, and I'm going to continue it. I have the projects here. There's some ideas like adding more fields to transactions, doing a better UX for transactions, adding accounts, categories, budgets. So yeah, for those who don't know, Coins is a project I'm writing in LiveView, and that's a personal finance manager. The idea is to basically to learn how LiveView's stuff, how to do stuff with LiveView on a pretty standard application, because I see lots of examples, and I personally did also some side projects on LiveView, but most of them are some like just toy projects and stuff like, for example, one thing I did was a supermarket simulator where like each person inside the supermarket is a process, and the amount of items he has is like a counter in that process. And I also, every cashier in the supermarket is another process that actually processes, like it actually takes items from the people. So yeah, it was just a fun project I did just to show off how to work with processes and in Elixir, and I wrote it in LiveView because it was pretty interactive and it looked very, very nice. And if you're interested in that, it's here. Market Umbrella, I guess it's the name here. And this is it. And there are potential security vulnerabilities in it. Of course, they are all in JS, right? But yeah, these are the on the README. You have basically a presentation of Elixir and how Elixir works, and because I used this on a talk I gave on a conference here in Brazil back in the day. It was an online conference too, anyways, but yeah, it shows off what are data functions, processes, and how processes works and how message passing works. and it shows off about how processes are strongly isolated, and there was the demo showing off how it works on a fun project. So yeah, I guess let's call it a day then. So without further ado, thank you everyone for watching. Every one of you that are still there, who are you? So everyone, Black Hole, Tenon, Skysismo, Incognita, everyone, thank you so much for watching, and yeah, see you Friday. Bye.